Okay. Get this started. Oh. Good morning, Doctor. How you doing? Nice. Nice. Well, afterwards. Render mode. Okay. Oh dear. I remember this now. I'm starting my week on the normal schedule and looking at developers.stream. I remember now the database migration had got in such a mess because it had missed one of the migrations that I could not recover it. And I ended up deleting the migration and running it again from scratch as a reset point. Which is not good because if you actually had an existing schema, that would be a mess. Yeah. Well, I did refactor the table. I refactored the models, and it missed some columns. It wouldn't migrate them. So then when I added another one, it was missing columns, so it kept crashing because it wouldn't migrate the columns that were there. So I removed them, re-added them, and went through that. So this is why I don't like messing around migrations during early development, because it's just not. If they fall out of whack or whatever, someone misses something, someone doesn't run a migration and has a column there, and then you run a migration later, and it's messy. Yes, I know the idea would be that you wouldn't be able to avoid running a migration, but okay, so let's start this up again. Start that. Running the databases. Now it's going to open the browser, but it opens it in this anonymous mode. No, it's not. Okay. So go here, log in with Twitch. See if it remembers it between runs. Delete that one. Which one is it? Try that one. Your browser is not currently supported. Okay, so it's opening the weird browser. That's annoying. Okay. So if I close that one and open it from, don't go, it's fine. Okay, so now this is we have the profile. Let me open the, so we have the developer.stream auth and developer.stream. So if we go to auth, we will have users. We'll have my user, my login, right? That's completely independent of this, right? If I TBD gamer, I'm a streamer, I stream things, update that should handle that part. Name equals TBD gamer. I'm a streamer, I stream things. So we have our profile in there. That worked. It's got our user identifier. Yeah, that's all. That's the only link we need between the auth and our user. So I have a streamer. Now this is the hard part. So the way this is going to work is when we link Twitch account, this is going to call out to Twitch, do a code, use code flow. So it will say, hey, can I log in? It will pass a code back. That code will then pass forward. So link Twitch account. I don't think we got, oh no, I thought I got that wired up somewhere. Did I miss that part? That's not, that's this window. I don't think I have the Postgre data sources there. Data source. Brain. Oh, Postgre. There you go. And that's going to be 17438. Do we set a username and password on that? Yeah. Apply. Okay. Default schema. Tables, streamers. Okay, so we've got at least a little bit better querying tools. Assuming that doesn't start up on. Let's do this. So I should be at the very bottom of this list. Yeah, there you go. So let's delete them. Okay, that at least cleans that up. Let's delete everything but everything else. Because that won't be helping anything if I have duplicates, will it? Channels, platforms, streamers, text. Okay. So the concept is I click on this button, which looks like it errored. Nice for it to hit a breakpoint or something. I click on that button, components layer, account, pages, profile. So I click that. It will go and try and register my Twitch channel. And then when it's done it will navigate to whatever I get back from that registered Twitch channel, right? That's the concept. So F10, F10. Is that the piece that it's in? Yeah. Okay. Is verified of relation channels does not exist. Okay, so this is what I was having the issue with. So I found some blog posts on effectively office politics in flat organizations. I can't believe someone writing that last shot. I'll read it. Office politics. Everyone trying to get their voice heard. Okay, so that is firing. However, the migration, right, does not include that column. Even though I've created it from scratch, it does not include that column. So on the model, I have this is verified column, which I did not add after the fact. Update database. An error occurred. Update database. Start project, app host. Let's try that now. Nope. Well, the migration service is meant to run that every single time anyway. So it's meant to apply the migrations. That's the point of it. So the migration service is meant to start up, validate that. Hey, Canny. Good morning. And run the migrations. If there's no platforms, it will introduce everything. So it's meant to run the migrations regardless and then see the data. And a half hours of sleep is not enough to be trying to get my brain around this. Oh dear. Stuff's going okay. Stuff is going okay. We're trying to get back into developers.stream piece. Yeah, so the is verified column is in the migration at least. It's just not running the migration. But it's meant to. Are you planning that people can add edit stuff in there? So the concept is let's see if it starts enough to demonstrate. So the plan is, well, a little bit of both. Moderation will be required at some point, but nothing of so the concept being you will navigate to developers.stream, right? That's the one I just added. You go into your profile. So you will log in, and right now I'm logged in via Twitch, right? Good afternoon, Mr. Jones. So the idea would be that you can log in. I'm going to remove the actual login so that I don't store usernames and passwords, right? I'm just going to leave it down to Twitch, YouTube, or maybe GitHub auth. So you can choose whichever one you want to log into the site with. You then set your profile. So this is my actual streamer name. So whether I stream on YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, etc., I have one profile, and then I'm going to link the accounts. So the idea is these buttons will appear for all the account types, right? So you just link them. That will do the right auth callback for that user to make sure that they can log in and link their account. And all it says is that they have got that account. They can log into it, right? When I'm not capturing tokens. I'm just gathering the fact that I verified that they actually are allowed to log into that platform, so that then we can link. So when this comes back, it's going to come back with their username or their stream name, so we can use that to capture the channel they stream under. And I'll have to learn the same about YouTube. Cool. Hello, how are you doing? So that's the concept so far. Basically try and, so no scraping. You'd have to log in. You can log in with whichever platform you want, but then you just link the accounts of the things you want. Yeah, how's that going? Not too uncomfortable, I hope. Nice, nice. So yeah, that's the concept so far. So what I'm trying to do at this second is get this flow working, but the database. Oh, tell me it changes the port every single time. Tell me it changes the port when it starts up. 22545, it does. So the problem is this table does not have the right column on it. But I don't know why, because the migration should run. So what happens if I delete? What happens if I delete these things? Now I've got access to this. What happens if I drop the table, drop the table, drop the table? Oh, you're just not going to work here. Well, I should have voice phoned them, but other than that, they're okay. 22544, that's why. It shifts the drop, drop, drop. I'm gonna force it to redo the migration basically. Okay. Okay, so no migration has been run. Let's restart this. Now, I fully accept that I could have just screwed up that migration, but I didn't do anything different. It just would not add that column into the migration, so I recreated the migration. Dad plus the dog have to take regular eye drops. Oh no. I'm in the Aspire hype train now. No. I wouldn't say hype train. I would say I'm cautiously cautiously proceeding, learning some lessons. I think I still think from a development experience perspective, it's actually not a bad thing. I definitely understand why, from a development experience perspective, this helps. I wish I could. Well, I suppose I will learn over time. What what works, what doesn't. EF core. App host console. Let's open that. Watching with intrigue. Morning, Sally. How you doing? So 24924. 24924. Okay. So it recreated the tables. We now have the column we need. We have our streamers, no identifiers. Well, that makes sense because identifier was added later. So that's fine. Now when we go over here and open up the site, this is going to break because now I don't have my user because I just deleted my user. I need the logout button. So yeah, I'm starting to think that Aspire gives us a good way of getting some of the stuff up and running without doing what I've done with Liquid Sky, which is create a bunch of scripts and get everything started that way and Docker Compose, etc. I don't like the risk of bringing Aspire into the other pieces. There's one of the AWS pieces I've been working with, and the suggestion is to reference the Aspire components from within my project, which I don't like the idea of. I don't like Aspire bleeding through, the idea of Aspire bleeding through, and I don't think that's the intention. I think it should be standalone. But I've yet to see a good argument for the deployment through this, like without extra tools and whatnot. Miles, good morning. How you doing? No bot. YouTube is there. Actually, I thought there was a YouTube command. I think the Streamlabs bot is in, so 1 second, we'll fix that one. I think I'll link it in below, right? Nice. Find a good article. Feel free to share it. Back to dashboard. Cloudbot. Is that what's linked in the cards? Hello again, Surly. No, okay. Also check out my YouTube. Yeah, TBD develops. Okay. Need to update those hardware profiles as well. Okay. So what I need to do now is the account, all the account pages are built from the scaffolding, right? What I need now is for wherever I display profile to display logout. So I need to be able to log out of this. It's an interesting problem. Pages, home, search, error, app, main layout. There we go. That's going to show that profile. Nav link class equals nav link. href equals account. Is there a logout? How do we deal with logout? Does login is logout a thing? Apply changes. Nope. How do I log out then? Log out. Change password, generate recovery codes, reset authenticator. We're not messing with two-factor right this second. That's not the problem. Solution log out. Nope. Really? There's no shared two-factor password. Huh. Main layout. I mean, I would assume that it would be similar to this, where I think we have the state provider. Authentication state provider and inject null, and then I think we would have state provider dot await and then state dot. No, we can't do that. So that's just a state. So where do we get that from? Blazor. Log out. Sign out, I suppose. Really? That's not a thing. That's not a thing, surely. Yeah, that's going to be. Page model. Authentication state provider. Log out though. People are showing sign out async, but I'm not seeing that. How can I log out? Sign in manager, sign out async. Is there a sign in manager? What's this going to take? T user. And that'll be my auth contacts application user, right? Does this work? Inject, allow null, public, private, sign in manager, sign in manager. Await. I'm gonna have a click event on the nav link, so yeah, button class equals for let's see if it'll actually take. Do you actually work? Let's restart and see. I gotta figure out the Windows situation in this as well, because opening DuckDuckGo or opening Chrome in the developer mode is just annoying because it's about to open another window here. And I'm gonna have all these windows still open every time. And also, I need to figure out that part. Otherwise, that's going to be completely busted every single time. Can't be doing that every time I restart development. Getting that. Okay, so we have an open window. We did log in. Log out. So if we log in and we sign in with Twitch, I'm gonna do that to me again because I signed out, I suppose. Which password was it? Nope, not that one. Oh no, that's. There we go. Okay, so we signed in. We hit log out. Does it sign us out again? That isn't actually signing us out, is it? Shouldn't have to do that though. That's not what I want it to do. Oh, but that's how I actually managed to get that working. Oh, I know why. I need that at the top, don't I? Oh, that's going to break everything because that's my layout. So I want to create a component of that. I don't want to make this interactive server, right? What is the worst that happens right a second? Let's just check something. Didn't get an actual streamer in here. That's not right. Oh well. 2D gamer. This is about me. There you go. So that's the actual streamer. Uh-oh. Oh, it worked to some extent. So we created our state. In fact, they knew that the code was buggy, but they felt in general that it was safer to be on time with a broken project than late with a working one. They were afraid that being late would put them in trouble and have someone yell at them for not doing a good job. Yep. So it happens when you force deadlines. Okay, so we missed name. We did get the streamer ID, so we identified which streamer it's for correctly. We have the platform. The name we don't know, but that will come back once we get the confirmation. That's the idea. So the state, what this should do is this callback should have that state in it, which it looks like it doesn't, because it looks like I've somehow. No, that's the state. So when that comes back in with the code, the workflow should be where do we do it? Configuration, API, program. The callback is to link account, and it will pass in the code, and then that will I missed that part. I haven't finished the part out. Okay, so that's fine. Staff talking to a senior dev about why there were ops incidents. Yep. I wish I could say I've never been on the end of that. Okay, so let's close that one out. Let's open that again. So sign-in manager does not work. Gotcha. So we go to profile and we link Twitch account. Okay. So that gives us an authentication response, which has our ID token and a refresh token. Okay. And we'll have with it. So now we're about to take that token. So fetch authentication from code. What that will do is it's a two-part thing, right? We fire off a request to get the code. So that's the client side. Once it gets the state created, so that creates the record. That will then give us back the authentication. And from that token, we can pull the information we need to get the stream name and that it is valid. So that's the part we're missing. Okay, so it is moving forward. That's good. So then what would happen in here, the stream name will be put there, the state would be removed, and this would be marked as verified for that platform. And that way, if we want to do that again, where after 6 months we say, okay, please re-verify your platform or whatever, we could just wipe the verified and then force the yeah, because this is what's going to give us that list of little icons underneath the streamers patch, right? It's going to give us that. So at some point I'm going to have to remove the seed of streamers because those streamers are going to be completely broken. So rather than worrying about that log out right this second, I'm sure if online's around at some point, I can ask some advice there as to how to sign out. So much to do here. Schema, random application. Register channel intent. I'm not sure I want to commit at this point because there's still enough. Actually, let's commit. Reset migration. It is a challenge of having the database persist between restarts. It's if I screw that up, that's what was wrong. I had to delete that stuff. So having the connection from data group is what's giving me that. Again, if you are new, if you have questions on what I'm doing, you're more than welcome to ask. If you think I'm doing this wrong, you're more than welcome to join in. Put up, deleted initial set. and rebuilt. That does that. If anyone's checked it out and has run it, then that would screw them up as well. So this isn't ideal, but I don't think anyone has really done very much yet, because I've said, when I get this to a point where I understand the pieces, I've set out the structure, and then it'll be easy to maintain PRs, etc., rather than everyone, especially people with more Blazor experience, more experience around these components, jumping in and putting their own stamp on it. This will be yes. Yeah, so I'm just trying to lay down the groundwork so there's something to build off of. Don't forget, I want to take this, build this, and deploy this as developers.stream, but then provide the entire source code. Reset migration as fields were not getting picked up, deleted, initial set, and rebuilt. Commit that. Who writes 20-minute articles? Yeah, people don't have the time, the attention span for that. Seriously. Okay. So it clearly did work with the code flow. I just didn't navigate properly. It's Horn. Hello. How are you doing? Register channel intent. So this registers the channel, right? And then this is the profile. Good, nothing to complain about. How about you? Yeah, not bad. It's Monday. We need to find something to complain about. So link Twitch account is fired from within here, right? So we get back, what we need as well is we need string state, because we need to validate that string state. Okay. Because that state string is what is being used to then find the channel that we've just updated, right? So this is all we care about now. So in here now, we want to repository of channel, because that channel is this, right? So we are linking the channel to the streamer. I'm going to use this state string to look it up, and then apply the name that we pull from the token in here. This is link Twitch account, right? So this is very specific to Twitch, so we know that the token is going to be Twitch specific. Repository. What are you not liking there? Oh, we've decided that we're going to use that. Okay, so if authentication dot is valid, actually. Var channel. So we're going to get channel by state spec. Man, I was going for a few hours and messed up with Git and GitHub then while trying to fix the commits. My whole project got erased. Okay. Wow. Specification, channel, I single result specification, channel. Importing the right one this time. Make this sealed. String. Like, yeah. I think it's the rite of passage when playing with Git. And yeah, equals await repository single default async new channel by state spec command.state isolation token if channel is not null and authentication dot is valid. So all I'm going to do here is, in the case of it not being valid, I'm just going to redirect. I'm not even going to say, oh no, your state's bad or whatever, because I'm not going to provide any context of that. It is a very confusing system to understand. I've changed my mind. Monday has been cancelled. Back to Sunday. Sweet. I could do with Sunday. So yeah, I'm not going to return any sort of acknowledgement of what I'm validating, how I'm validating. It's just going to be redirect. So all we need to do here is actually we're going to end up with a user profile, I think, knowing the channels are linked. Yes. Yes. I mean, I have brought that European attitude with me. I definitely do turn off work, especially more now. Like right now I'm streaming, I'm coding personal stuff, and then this is my time, and then I'll start work, I'll do my work, I won't do my personal code throughout work time, and then at the end of the day, shut off. And, you know, my goal is to write code efficiently and effectively enough that the call outs are few and far between, right? I don't want code that is constantly failing or is rushed because it pulls me back in, and then I feel like I have to spend all my spare time dealing with it. Yeah. So we're going to do, well, this gives us a token back, right? We're then going to need to extract that token and from that get the channel name, and then we're going to update this record. So string channel name. Do I want it to store anything else there? Just name, right? Equals fetch channel name from authentication. And that's going to be that. And then we're going to do await repository dot update async. Actually, we'll do channel dot is verified equals true. Actually, want to do this as well. Unverified channel by state spec. There you go. Let's be clear about what we're actually after. We're going to do channel dot state. So I've gone and made that change on verified channel by state spec, where I'm saying, okay, go and get it where the string state matches and it's not verified. And then I'm going to reset the string. So I'd sooner that be clear that I'm only ever going to do that if you've got an unverified channel. Do I need to empty state? No. But I also don't want to try getting one for a verified channel for whatever reason. So let's leave that alone for right now. And then name equals channel name. And then we're going to do await repository to update, right? We'll worry about the return type afterwards. Let's get this in place. Create method. That's a Twitch authentication response. And then, so we're going to do using JSON, token handler, extract. Yeah, absolutely. So about 5 or 6 years ago, I built a site called developers.stream. There is an actual site there at developers.stream right now, which is just a kind of a directory of streamers. The goal is, because if you go on Twitch and you're looking for development streams, it's hit or miss, right? You find a lot of game developers. You find the big, more entertaining developers up at the top, and you have to scroll through the bottom and you might not find what you want. And I want to produce a site that you can sign up to as a streamer. You can control the message, you can control the tags on what you stream, and help promote that. Also provide some APIs for other streams, so that if you join a channel and you chat or something, they can say, oh, this person chatted, and they can hook their bot in to make a call out to developers.stream for that channel, and be able to say, do you also stream? So they can help promote you as well if they want to do that, however they want to do that, right? It's not mandatory, but provide a set of tools so people can find other streamers and that maybe do the same thing as them. And yeah. We put in Discord, this is Jason to the awesome developer stream GitHub repository that I'm collaborating on. Yeah, certainly. Yeah. Appreciate it. Morning, Apex. Good morning. My apologies for missing the streams. I try to watch when I wake up early enough. Yeah, unfortunately, my time is limited. I'm lucky because my job is offset a little bit. It's easier for me to start around 9:30. Cool. Thanks, Sully. Enjoy the bike ride. Yeah. Yesterday I was sat in the living room playing The Room. Sat with my wife playing games. Easiest way to keep your feet up. Awesome developer streams. I think is you're on. Yes. Yeah. I remember this. Or I remember something like this. Yeah. And developers.stream was the exact same thing years ago, but I always wanted to do something like this. So, but yeah, this is cool. Nice. Cool. Like watching regular coding, not game dev. Yeah, game dev's good. Game dev's a very different type of coding as well. And if you're working in this sort of stuff, you know, it can be a little bit more. Like I want the content to be, uh, entertaining. Well, not entertaining, engaging, and able to discuss because my code is not perfect. Maybe good morning or good afternoon. How are you doing? Sadly, I need to run this to figure out what that is because I didn't capture it. Doing good, doing good. We're back on regularly scheduled content today. We return to developers.stream. I think we're close to getting the Twitch piece in there. Unless I'm wrong. 411. I don't need to copy that. I don't need it right this second. I just need to do this. So again, the goal here is we click this, that opens us up. We're logged in as our Twitch profile. Ramley, good afternoon. Cannot pass the body. That's because I made the. Now it caught up with that change. I knew it would break me somewhere. We start to go down to that point. That's that causing me the trouble. That's the logout attempt. That might need restarting, yeah. Ugh. I will reserve my final judgment on that sort of stuff until I actually understand more about which pieces I need and when I need them. Right now, it feels like I have little clue as to when to use the appropriate parts. But we'll see. Okay, so that should run. It is starting up. It opens the site in a Chrome window, but that Chrome window is a completely anonymous window. And if I try to log in, it will it will tell me that the browser is not compatible. So we have our 4 streams, right? Obviously, I'm going to have to remove these streams afterwards because they are not going to be valid once I start doing this. So if I go to my profile and I hit link Twitch account, it will call out to Twitch, it will get the code, it will then go and authenticate that code because it's doing that cycle. And that is with you, it's not with the channel. And then we're going to get this and we're going to have, I think we want the ID token. So we have the ID token, we have preferred username. That is the channel name on the payload. So how do we extract that? So we want new JSON token handler. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a new JSON token handler. Okay. We want preferred username. Preferred username. And what else? Is there anything else in there? I don't think there's anything. Yeah, there's nothing in the access token. The ID token contains it all. It's going to copy the entire ID token in there so I can see it. Okay. Okay. So one more go. Knowing my luck, I'll hit some Twitch limit and then not be able to log in or anything. Or the worst, I lock my own account out in some way, shape, or form, and the stream shuts down. That would be bad. You never know with Twitch. Okay, so on that authentication, I have ID token, right? That is my actual token. So var handler equals new JSON token handler, I believe. Do I really want to include? I probably want to abstract this, don't I? So from a testability perspective, right? Right now, this isn't terrible, right? I can mock the client, I can mock this authentication object, I can test everything else, right? When I get a valid token, when I don't get a valid token, I can test those things. If I put the JSON parsing in here, that is going to create a problem. Ultimately, I need something that is going to be, yeah. So all I need here is var what do I want? So that's going to give me a set of roles. I mean to mock people. It is. What do I really call this? this sort of behavior is recently where I've started to, instead of creating entire classes or entire things, because you end up with the word manager appearing, right? I've started to use delegates and inject delegates in there, which I'm not opposed to, because then basically this becomes a delegate and I inject it. So it's just a function or a method. It's a more function that is passed in at DI time rather than. So it would be the Twitch authentication. But I know I don't want to put the JSON handler in here. I don't want to put it in the application layer because then that brings in that piece. I don't think I have anything like that in here right this second. No, I don't. So if I have, so what I'm thinking here is, well, this would be a default Twitch thing, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be, it would be Twitch. Handle a delegate. No. Let's just go with that for right this second. We'll see how it plays out. So what I've been doing is public delegate task string Twitch authentication delegate takes a Twitch authentication response. Nope. And then ugh. I think at that point I'd rather choose two I'd rather choose to extract everything out and then decide that I want username here than I would have an explicit name fetch, because that would be messier. Let's see how that works first, and let's see what that means. This is where it gets a little bit difficult, because you can't just create a function. Like that's a signature. So now I could say this takes right, and then that becomes that. I'm going to remove that, right? So now that's functionally the same. But now we're passing that in here, so we don't actually care about how we get it out of that token. So the rules are still left in the Twitch specific components, and we can mock that out at test time, because it can be any function that takes a Twitch authentication response, right, and returns a string. This is where it gets a little messy, because you can't just create a public task string, because it just doesn't work that way. So public class Twitch defaults, public, static, string. I don't know where I'm getting that capital S from. Not really the way. Fetch channel, authentication, response. So in here now, this can have, I don't have an issue with this having JSON token stuff because it's very Twitch specific, right? Actually, I already have it. I have JSON, I do not have that, but I already have the concept in here, so I'm not panicked. (902) to 903, I'm not really. So this is, what is this? This is not OAuth. This is JWT. It's this one. ASP.co authentication JWT bearer. Let's go with that first. This is the one I normally use, but it's not, I don't want middleware. Let's try this. We'll see how it goes. And how do you do this? How do you extract the token, right? So what I'm going to do is, let's see, web token handler, var handler equals new handler dot validate token async response dot. Why don't you like that? Oh, response dot ID token. I'm like, why is it not working? Oh, because I'm telling it it's a. Yeah. Do I need to? I don't need to validate it. Handler dot. What's the response.id token? Technically, I could. Well, here's how we do this. System identity. JSON web tokens, add to query. That's the newer version of it. That's that one. That's that one. And then we can pull that other one in here because that's not really a challenge. Okay, now that won't hurt because return read token var token equals that read token dot we don't get anything else from it. There you go. It's a JWT. That is not an array though. Hey, Radio Patrick. Going well. How about you? Get claim. Preferred username, I think it is the actual channel name that it returns it in. Unless there is actually a claim that. What? So let's do this. Actually, no, let's do. My brain ain't working. Let's try it that way. This way, we can store this in here. Token example equals eating breakfast and planning the day. That is good. Why do you not work that way? Why am I doing this? String. Is it 4? There's a way of doing this. I swear there is. Yeah. I'm not going to play around with that. Var response equals JSON serializer, deserialize. Oh, but that's not that, is it? How many hoops am I going to jump through to get this? Let's just put this in there. I was hoping I could read it, but then now I'm thinking through it. I'm like, no, because I'm going to have to get that into a form that is encoded to get into that, to then decode it in there to get that. It's just I might as well just write the code and then right. nullability of reference types. That's fine. So the way that's going to work is over here now. We're going to say builder.services.add singleton because there is only one instance of that method. There's no it's stateless, right? It's what's the word? Yeah, Twitch defaults. How do we do that? I've done this. Why did I do this recently? I did this. Please tell me it's not a work project. I think it's on a work project. What do I want to do here? I want to set that. Oh, it's because it's not. That should work now. Right. Twitch defaults. Fetch channel name from authentication response. I think that's the right one. Why is that now? Public static. Oh. That's why. Oh my goodness me. Why is my brain not working on this properly? A delegate that matches that signature. Takes the response. Public static. Why don't you like that? What am I doing wrong? I just did this last week. Basically, I'm saying, okay, if you have this, if you ask for an instance of this delegate, you go and get Twitch defaults. There we go. Okay, that's better. And then if channel name is not null, which we're saying it can't be, right? But I think we have to say it can be null because we don't want to. Again, if we don't set a channel name, there's no there's no harm. This is wanting me to go basically bail out sooner, right? So it's basically just wanting to reduce the nesting. Right, that's all I was asking for. Personally, I think that doesn't make that any more readable, but let's just leave it as is for right a second. We're going to refresh this anyway. So we should, let's see if we get a delegate. I'm thinking this summer I want to rip up the carpet in here and put down laminate. But when I do that, level the floor, because the way my mat sits on the rug, I'm sure the floor's not level. So I end up rolling back to the left, and then my wheel pops off onto the rug, and it just makes a mess. Gotta go. Have a good day. MK, thank you very much for coming and hanging out for a bit. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Unable to resolve type for a Twitch channel name. I just did this. Why am I missing the syntax here? I did this last week because the purpose of this is not to be clever. It's to be... I don't need to create an entire class to provide an instance of this, right? It's just a method that I need to call to resolve this string. And I want it to be injectable. I'm missing something about the how though. So I'm saying when I ask for an instance of this, I don't think the scoping is not going to give me the difference there. That's definitely not going to do anything good. We'll give it a go. Let's give it a second to open, and if it's going to crash, it'll crash. It'll still crash. I don't think I'm doing anything spectacularly different there. Yeah, there you go. Come on. I actually think it takes just as much time to start Liquid Sky as it takes to start this right this second, which is kind of silly. The 16 things that start up on Liquid Sky Startup. Error validating the service time descriptor. Oh. Linked singleton lifetime. Oh, but I just made that transient. It shouldn't matter. And it is this piece that needs this. It's not the other side. Oh. Or is it? Oh, do I have to put it in the other side as well? Because they both technically run that. Oh. Suppose I do, don't I? Ugh. So when the site starts up, the site registers that handler. When the API starts up, the API registers that handler as well, because it actually calls the code that uses this, but they both, by virtue of calling the same application stack, have references. So I think that's what could be causing this. I've been bitten by this. This is one of those things that I really want to. I'm not 100% certain, and I've left it as singleton because the scope it's been injected into is singleton. It doesn't really matter because it's what's the word for it? Pure. Yes, that worked. So that should give me. I'm not going to go and open and drag the window over at this point. I'm going to do this. So this is my instance. I go to profile. I go to link Twitch account. that will navigate back in and get here. Okay, here we go. Do we get a channel name? So we F11 in there, we get into our handler, right? We have a token. And do we have a channel name? There we go. We have a channel name. I keep doing that. I leave it on there and it keeps popping up and I don't know why. Okay, so now if we go to our dashboard 54826. I need to learn how to make that consistent IP address. Port, sorry. We refresh that. There we go. So that request is now true. We've got our channel name and our state, and we're verified. If we delete that record, that won't be verified, and therefore we'll have to link it again. So that's kind of the life cycle I'm looking at. What's weird here is that this needs to not do this. Await sender, and then we want to return redirect. I don't want to do permanent. The AI result that returns a 302, move permanently, temporary redirect 307. Redirect to page. But it's not. So I suppose I want to do redirect result. What is it? Did I close it all down? No, I didn't. 7102. That's the problem. It's on the API. So the API has received that because the life cycle here is a bit odd. So because of the code flow, right, we go into our logged in profile, we go into link channel, we register a channel intent, which gives us a state back, which means we go to Twitch. When that comes back from Twitch, that redirect URL isn't into our running website, that's running into the API, right? Right. So Twitch gives us back our auth, our code. So it gives us a code and state, which we then match them up. We auth that code, and then we're in the API. So the code, we then go back to Twitch and auth that code. Right. And yeah. But then once that's authenticated and validated and the channel intent is registered, i.e. like this, right? Now we're verified, we've got a name, we're good, our state's done, we've said that channel definitely belongs to this person, they've verified the pieces. I want to redirect. But I need to redirect to a different site. Because this page will be, Twitch will navigate to a page. We now want to redirect back to our original profile. So a little bit of this is, how do I get return redirect? Right. So if we can get HTTPS site URL here /account/profile false to permanent. What do you like there? Can access internal constructor. Now I know that I can get a reference to the service because the spy host is set up that way, right? I can use service stuff, but yeah. Wow, results equals new redirect result false return result. Instances should not be returned from a map get delegate. Consider returning an equivalent result from Microsoft. There you go. Equivalent. Is it default to? Yeah, okay. So it defaults to permanent. Okay. When and R sets the status. When permanent and preserved method sets the status 308 permanent. Right. I don't want a permanent one because if it's a temporary redirect anyway. So I need to get the API referenced in that. So if I do add project developer stream web with reference, oh no, the web references the API. Can I do? I've got a chicken and egg there, haven't I? So basically, I need to deal with service location. right? I need to figure out how to do is it service defaults? I do that in service discovery. Using service discovery in Aspire. Implicit named endpoints. So I could do so we've got add service discovery there. Builder.services.add. No, that's not a thing. But with HTTP endpoint, name is um, that. This is a complete stabbing in the dark, right? Developers stream web. I don't think that's going to work. Actually, hold on. Let's try this. Just stopped it. I need this to be on. Add Postgre with PG Web. With data binding. It has to be with endpoint then, right? What's the default? Does this just create random blinking ports every time? Default Postgre 5432. Right, because I'm not. I mean, even if that's 15432 to 5432, let's see if that works. I want a consistent port. Apex, take care. Have a great day. Thank you very much for coming, hanging out. Appreciate it. And hopefully I'll be able to catch you on your next stream. Have a good one. Multiple customer. Okay, so that crashes that because I can't control that. Okay, we'll worry about that afterwards. Oh, port. Let's see if that changes that. Just a consistent port that I don't have to mess around with every time. If you're not aware, Apex is game dev on stream. works with Godot and C#. Oh, cool. Actually works with some dependency injection stuff in game dev, which is still baffling to me. Still breaks my brain a bit. Okay, so that's up and running. What we need to do there is, well, first I need to see that dashboard. Yeah, okay, it created on the port I said 15432, right? So that's a consistent port now. Yeah, so let's remove this record. I know we went through all that work to get it, and now we're going to scrap it. Now I'm going to open. Oh, come on. Let's see what this does. Okay, so we open this. We go to our profile. We link our Twitch account. It navigates to here. Okay. It did try and go to developers.stream web account profile. That is not registered though. So I've got a chicken and egg thing going on, right? I can't reference API from web and web from API because I can't set them up in the right order. Unless I can do this where I don't need that. That will have actually created that record though. So we'll have to see about that. If I can do var web equals that, can I do API dot with reference web dot with reference API, and not get rid of the wrong one? Because I think I just got rid of the totally wrong one there. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. That's that. Actually, I can do it that way. And then I can do API dot with reference web. Now, I don't know if that is basket service dashboard, basket. Okay, that is suggesting that I can do that. How did I just insert mode on? How did I do insert on? No. Somehow I just managed to hit a keyboard combination that doesn't have a key for it. Okay. Okay, so let's do this once more. Actually, this won't matter because the state doesn't exist, right? So it doesn't even matter if I do it this way. Okay, so we can do that. Let's close that down. Let's close that down. Again, I don't think this is going to work, which is frustrating, but we'll see. Okay, so we start that up. Go to profile, navigate over here, so we can do that. And we'll link the Twitch account. That's going to navigate us away. That's going to create a record in here, give us our state, and then redirect. Okay, so yeah, we need that to resolve rather than just be a name because it's not actually in there. That did work from that perspective, so that's consistently working. So I need to learn a little bit about service lookups or service discovery in Aspire, which I'll probably spend some time doing this week anyway because I'm doing this for work as well. Not developers.stream. But we have made some solid progress with a bit of service discovery in there. That when we've confirmed that, it will return us back to our profile. We then load up our actual channels and remove that link Twitch account button, and then have those as unlink Twitch, etc. So yeah, some solid progress. We've got the workflow working. Again, there's other pieces that we need to tidy up here. Obviously, the logout is something that I need to tackle. The profile page. Right now, it has this hard-coded string, but yeah. There's some other things we're gonna have to figure out here, like who are we authorizing, right? So this is my client, this is my account, my app requesting it. So you would then get asked to, if you were logged in, you would get asked to approve that, right? So, but that should then allow you to authorize that. Okay, so let's go raid Anna today. She's working on Writer's Web Platform, or.net. Yep. I have to run because I have to get ready for work. Hasn't been in here, but don't forget, online streams. Normally Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Last week was a bit different, Wednesday through Friday. I can't remember the reason why, so I apologize. Online often supports me when he's available to do so by giving shout outs, so I really appreciate it. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, so there we go. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I knew you changed it, and I couldn't remember whether that was a permanent thing or whatnot. So, but either way, if you don't already, I would highly recommend following One Line. I've used my shout out there, so, and also Canny, if you like game dev. But anyway, let's go raid Anna, working on the Writer's Web Platform, and absolutely perfectly fine. There you go. There's validation in whether you need to put TH for the Thursday part. Yeah. This feels good. I just got to learn about service discovery. Then once this is working, we get that logout working, and then things start to become a little bit more. Let's focus on the way it looks for a little while. So hopefully on Friday I'll have a bit more to do in terms of that. But tomorrow we return to Liquid Sky. The last couple of weeks I've actually got the dependency stuff working somewhat in that, some quirks. But tomorrow we will start with estimations in Liquid Sky. So putting a number on a task, then showing that. So we'll do the planning to start with tomorrow's stream. Oh, I'll probably do some of the planning tonight. But yeah. So anyway, thank you for joining me. Have a great rest of your day. I will be back tomorrow with Liquid Sky development. If you are new to the stream and you want to ask any questions about this, you want to dig deeper, you're more than welcome to join the Discord and have a chat. The links are in the cards below. If not, have a great day. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon. Take care all. Bye.